Yo, what's up? It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer Hot 97. We have Jessica. Is it Jessica DeGoul? DeGoul. All right, cool, no problem. First off, like, this is a big show. Like, this is a big show. So you're working with everyone on this show. How has it enlightened you to the real life situations that, you know, like, we have to deal with now that you got a chance to play this role and kind of see how it really is?
I mean, massively. I mean, in terms of, you know, thank you, I would love to hold the mic. I mean, when you look at the way that America is presented internationally, there's so much that is not shared, that is not available, that is not, you know, it's the same with Australia. Like, internationally it looks quite rosy, but then, you know, you live there and you are amongst people there and you work there, and it's a different situation. It's just, I mean, I imagine it was the same everywhere, but yeah, it's been a massive learning curve for me. And I think not only historically have I learned about American history, but culturally, massive. But I mean, I couldn't be with a better group of people. These people are, I mean, they're my family now. But if I have any questions, if I have anything that I want to know, if there's something that I see that I don't understand, if there's something in the script that I am not yet aware of, because there's, I mean, obviously the parallels between the script and what's happening now are so clear. I mean, for the most part, I, you know, understand it. But if there's something I miss, then I've got these guys and
hello
these guys.
How you doing, Alano? I'm Hip Hop Gamer with Hot 97, man. Nice to meet you. Seriously, this is powerful right here. So what I want to ask you is, when it comes to leadership, has this role actually helped you develop even stronger leadership qualities in your real life working on this role?
Yes, of course. You know, I was a public speaker when I was before acting, and this has allowed me to have a bit of a stronger stance on the things that are going on in America today. It is something that is very relevant in this time, and it is something that our children need to be aware that is on television. We need to inspire them and encourage them and motivate them to know that they have worth, and we need to change the narrative of slavery as a whole. And this is what that show does, and we're going to continue to push the envelope in season 2 and pushing that narrative as well. We need to let them know that they are, the reason why we're at Comic-Con is because they are superheroes. So
wait, hold on, I just got that was a crazy impactful, man.
What surprised you about your role as you started, you know, unfolding throughout the season, and what are you looking forward to next season as far as your character's growth?
You know, oh, do I have to? Okay. Okay. You want to go first, darling?
No, I missed that. I was
okay.
Your answer.
Okay. I think the thing that surprised me is that, you know, a lot of people automatically going to say he's a villain, he's a sellout, he's Uncle Tom, and I fought very, very hard to make sure that we said no, he's a human being, and there's humanity, and there's redeemable qualities about him, and we're going to take someone that is to clarify, he's not in the house, just so, because everyone says automatically like, oh, he's in the house. No, he's in the fields. He lives in an overseer's house out in the fields with the other slaves. But the reality is that he's still at the top in the hierarchy. And how do we remind people that, guess what? He's still a slave. People forget that. We forget that he's not born this way. He's created to be this way. And how do we break that stereotype to say, nope, there's still something in him that wants to be free. There is a rebel inside of him. There is some fire in him. There's some passion, and he deserves to have a future. He deserves to have a legacy. He deserves to, you know, be able to be respected and appreciated and be equal in the world. And that's what all these men and women are trying to get. At the end of the day, how they do it may be right or wrong in people's eyes, but you've never been a slave. You don't know what you're willing to do to get to freedom. In season 2, we leave him, or season 1, we leave him with a lot of money. And so you take that ego, dash some money on it, and things get a little different. But I think it's going to throw everyone for a loop of how he uses the money. And also the turns, physical turns and mental and emotional turns that he's about to get. He's traveled a bit. He's seen some things. So expect that this man right here is the Kato you know, but like if he was at a 5, he's at a 15 by the time you see him. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think for Elizabeth, in season 1, she's her intentions are right, but she's very naive and very innocent, and she's never really experienced what happens in the South firsthand. And so once she sees that, there's no turning. You can't unsee that, and then you can't not be involved. You can't not participate. And so season 1 is kind of her. Well, it's everyone's origin story. It's her finding out who she is, and then season 2, it's a whole nother level of challenges, and a lot of that is to do with being a woman, being a woman, an independent woman, a strong woman, someone with a forward-thinking sensibility and ideals. And we're all from the end of season 1. We've all found each other. So season 2 is, what happens from there.
So do you think that Elizabeth's wanting to have a child aided in, since it did help her bond with Boo, is that also why she wanted to help the runaway slaves?
Oh, absolutely. Her inability to have a child was the catalyst. So it was what really drove her on in the start. And obviously there's that longing consistently through it, but the cause has become, for lack of a better word, her baby. It's the way that she has found to nurture, the way that she has found to give back, the way that she has found a family. So there's a definite shift of priorities.
Often with these shows, individuals argue that this is bringing division, like in the country. You're basically fanning the fires on racial tensions. So they would encourage the youth to steer away from it. Both colored youth and Caucasian youth, as to and the excuses. This is the sins of the past. Let's forget it. Let's get past this. Why would you agree or disagree with this type of narrative? Why do you think that it is important to see the show, or maybe these kids shouldn't be exposed to this at an early age?
So for me, look, we always talk about the fact that the Underground Railroad has gone from a page to a paragraph to a sentence to nothing. It's just been labeled Harriet Tubman got freed some slaves with a rifle, and then Obama became president of the United States. And that's just not okay. We need to reignite education in our young people so that they can start to dive in and find out who they are. We talk about all the violence that's going on right now, and it is, how do you encourage them to know their worth if they don't see their worth? If they can't go back and find their worth and say, this is the DNA that I've been cut from. You know what I mean? And so for me, the conversations that are being had now all over this country with this show, with other shows, it's important that we are part of the narrative to know our past. It's also, we've traveled and gone to schools where they're teaching math and science through our show. It is 9-year-old girls who run up to us who have never seen anything. They only know Underground, and they've become fans, and they've now gone back and learned about Henry Box and about William Still, and Harriet Tubman isn't even in the conversation yet because there's so many people a part of this. You're talking about the AME church. You're talking about so many things and how it moved and how intricate it was. And it also is now the time. This show is important because we're talking about strategy. This show is about strategy, and this particular time needs to be about strategy. And it doesn't mean because you're pro-black that you're anti-white. It just means that we have to understand how to move forward as a country and as a people in being enfolded and accepted in this society. And this, in order for you to know that past and to know what we've gone through and to know that, guess what, it's still relevant. We've come a long way, we have, and that's beautiful. But there are drastic changes that are we're still imprisoned. We're still dealing with police brutality. So it all, in a sense, is still a form of slavery. And how do we break that in our own communities? And how do we break that in the systemic communities?
Some of it has to do
You're
with
amazing.
what you look like as the characters, period, authentic. Or are you going to look differently because you've come into money for season 2? Or are you concerned to make sure he looks the right way?
It's for Kato. It is about, again, we talked about acceptance in society and being respected. So yes, the money helps because he can now afford to get those nice clothes, or to throw lavish parties, or to do whatever he's going to do in order for him to be seen in the light, regardless of the scar. And he uses that as a charm. You know what I mean? I mean, that is something that he can smile, and you would see past that and know that he's greater now because he has so much more to offer.
Do you guys want to watch the show on a phone or big TV? What's the best way for the audience to check it?
Big TV,
Right?
big, with the biggest speakers you can find, because the music is going to be crazy this year. Yeah.
It's not for a phone.
Thank y'all so much. Seriously, thank you so much, man. Oh my God. What else can I say? That was amazing. It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer, Hot 97 Underground. Make sure you check it out. Season 2 coming soon. Peace.